Hey everybody, it's Haley. So today's video is actually going to be a little different than most. I'm going to be collaborating with a couple other YouTubers, and for this collaboration we're all doing some slow cook, instant pot meals. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be doing pork chops, and I'm hoping to add apple to it. I haven't really defined the exact recipe I'm using, so that's to come, but at the moment I am at the grocery store, the good old Hannaford's here in town, and I'm gonna go pick up some veggies. I did pick up the meat and potatoes and things like that yesterday, but today I want some of the littler veggies, some peppers, maybe some carrots, some onions. So we're gonna go inside, see what we can find, and I'll bring you guys along. And then when we get home, we're gonna get it all ready, throw it into the pot, and I'll show you how amazing it tastes, or it looks. You guys won't see how it tastes, but I'll let you know. See you guys. Hey everybody, so I hope you enjoyed my shopping trip. I have been home for a while now, and I have been doing a bit of research on what I hope to make here. And I'm gonna grab my pork chops because I just realized I hadn't grabbed them out of my fridge yet. So I am gonna do pork, and I have a bunch of apples here. So we actually went apple picking over the weekend at an orchard here in town. It's the West Swan Orchard. I'll put a link down below for you. So we had a bunch of these, so I was like, pork chops and applesauce sound really good, but I necessarily don't know how to make applesauce, and so I looked up pork chops and apples on Google and found so many amazing looking recipes. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually be using the apples that I had on hand, the pork I had on hand, and an onion that I bought. Also doing research, because some of the things that you probably are like, what happened to the sweet potatoes? What happened to the pepper? I may add the pepper. I'm still deciding if I'll add the red pepper, but I did, when I was doing research, find a woman who was like, the first time I ever made pork chops and apples, I overcrowded my crock pot by adding a bunch of potatoes. So I've decided to leave the potatoes out for now, and I will be roasting them maybe at another time, maybe for dinner tomorrow. I'm not really sure, but they are not going in the crock pot. At this point, the only things that are going in the crock pot are the apples, the onions, the pork chops, and I have a dog that is trying to can you get out of here? And then I am actually going to add this, which is brown sugar and bourbon seasoning. A lot of the recipes that I looked at also had brown sugar in them, so I figured since I had purchased this, it's probably going to taste really good with my ingredients. So I'm going to set you guys down and do a little cutting, and I will fill you in. See you guys. Now these are Macintosh apples, fresh from the orchard, if you are wondering. So all of my fruit and veggies have been cut, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer them, mix them together, and layer them on the bottom of my crock pot. Now I'm going to show you my crock pot in the middle. This is a crock pot, the original slow cooker. This one, we actually got on the side of the road. And that being said, it did come with a nice little note that said it was brand new, 100% clean. We obviously cleaned it before we used it, and it's actually worked really, really good. So, and it's a lot bigger than any of the other crock pots I had. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you. Sorry if it's a little bit of a bad wiggly camera, but I do have to do it by hand because my tripod is a little bitty thing. So this is my crock pot. It has off, low, high, warm. It is humongous. So it has this really beautiful glass top and currently has nothing in it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my onions in there and a little bit of my apples. So I'm going to put all of these on the bottom of my crock pot here. Doesn't look like I made enough for this big crock pot, but I think we will be all right. Rest of my onions, rest of my apples are going in there. And I've got to grab myself a spoon. This one will do. So I'm just going to mix them up. I mean, they're not in here with anything. They're not being seasoned at this point. So there is that. Now what I'm going to do is I am actually going to mix up my brown sugar and bourbon flavoring according to the directions. So now while I'm looking for my measuring spoons, I figured I would just remind you guys that this video is actually part of a collaboration that I'm doing with other small YouTubers. Their links and channels and videos are all going to be posted in the description, so go check them out. Each of us are doing our own favorite recipe or new crock pot or Instapot, so if you like mine, you may actually really like theirs as well. So I suggest you go check them all out in the description. Alrighty, so now that that is all mixed up, I'm actually going to set this aside. So this was just mixed per the directions. It was a 1/4 cup of oil and then 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So that was all mixed in there. And now I'm going to bring over my chops. And these are, I'll have to actually look to see what kind they are. These are Southern style pork chops. They are humongous little chops here. Humongous little chops. They can be humongous and little. So I'm just going to show you them. They're going to go into the pot on top of the apple onion mixture just as they are. I'm not going to cut them up or anything. I am probably going to add a little bit of salt to them. So I am just going to even out this kind of layer here. We had mixed it all in, so it should be nice and good in there. And then I'm just going to place each of the chops in here. I have four of these Southern style chops. Now these are huge, or at least they seem to be huge to me. So I'm just going to put them all in. This one is the big one out of them all. Look how big that one is. Smush them together because this one here is the littlest one of them all. So there be the chops. Now what I'm going to do now that they're in there, I'm actually just going to move my trash out of the way, is this sauce here, which I mixed up, you guys just saw. I'm going to just pour on top of it all. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to turn this to low. It may help if I plug it in. I'm going to come back. I'm probably going to stir it up a little bit in about an hour, but it should cook on low for 4 to 5 hours and then be perfect. Alright everybody, here is the final product. It smells so good. It got put down to warm after a while. So what we have here is we have this apple onion concoction, and then we have this meat that is basically just falling off of the bone. So, the great thing about crock pots is you get to put them on and kind of leave them. So as you can tell, it is morning around here, and we're gonna actually have this for dinner tonight as a family. So I hope you enjoyed the making of this pork chop crock pot apple dinner. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out some of my other Cook With Me videos, and then you can also check out all the amazing videos that my fellow collaborators made with the descriptions in the comment box. See you guys later. Say bye.